let me show you the games we got for Prime Day. I had a whole bunch of games saved in my cart, hoping that some of them would go on sale, and the majority of them, in fact, I think all of them did. I wasn't able to buy them all, but a lot of them did. Let's start first with a very brand new game called Wednesday. If you've been watching the Wednesday show on Netflix, you know that this is for fans, and we are fans of Wednesday. We loved it. Anyways, this is a little card game, and I thought it was super cute looking. The back of the box says, to prevent breaking out in hives and having the flesh peel off your bones, you'll use your innate selfishness and stubborn tendencies to collect deliciously dark cards and repel horrible putrid color cards. And then the box itself is color and black and white. And then when you open it up, isn't this a fun little setup? Nice little box. And the cards, look how beautiful they are. We haven't actually played this yet. In fact, we haven't played any of these games. So if you want to know how the gameplay goes or what we think, then you're going to want to subscribe to get the full details. But I do love the box. A little disappointed. We got this delivered on a rainy day and it got rained on just enough to ruin the box. But not the box maker's fault, the fault of FedEx or somebody. My son's really looking forward to this because he loves the show. We watched it together, so that'll be a lot of fun. Another one I found that's just a little, this has been around for a while. Of course, everyone knows Bop It. We have another Bop It, but it's a lot of fun. And when I saw this little Yoda one, I said, let's get Yoda. I haven't even shown the kids this one yet. In fact, the kids haven't got to see all the games because I wanted to record and share before we started playing them. And this is adorable. So if you've never played Bop It, it tells you what to do, like twist it, hit it, kick it, throw it in the trash because it's really, really noisy and annoying. Fortunately, the batteries only last 2 or 3 years, so you don't have to live with it for that long. But in all seriousness, it's a really fun little game, and you can play it together. You can play it individually. Mostly you want to take it outside and make the kids play it out there. So I'll probably do a round or two of that with them, and then I'll be like outside with that thing. This was actually a game sent to us for Prime. We do get the opportunity to test out games sometimes, and they sent us this one. It's a pickleball game, a tabletop pickleball game. And these are the kind of things we like to do as a family because it only takes, 5 or 10 minutes to set up and no time to put it away. And then you just have a lot of fun for a little while. And with games like these, there's a lot of laughing and a lot of silliness and everyone gets super hyper. And it's just a lot of fun to play these kind of family games. Have you seen this? I did not know there was a game. And so when I saw the game, I thought, hey, why not? With Prime Day, it makes buying games, evidently 20 of them, a lot easier to do. And so we got this one. If you've never heard of awkward family photos, where have you been? It was a thing about 10 years ago, I guess. And so they have a game now. Everyone gets some cards and a movie line from a whole bunch of different movies. And then someone's the critic. So it's kind of like the Exploding Kittens game where somebody is in charge of deciding if it's your round, you decide on who wins and who loses, what works, what doesn't. So it's similar to that, only it's going to have awkward family photos. So this is another one of those games that you can play. You can spend 5 minutes playing. You can spend 30 minutes playing. You can invite friends from the neighborhood over. You're not going to need to sit down and say, okay, we're going to need 3 hours to play this game. This is just a quick off game. This is probably one of those kind of games we could take into a restaurant, which is another thing we love to do. If we can take a family game into a restaurant and play together while we're waiting on our food, that is a win. And as far as games go. Now, I love an escape room, a murder mystery, whether I'm reading it, watching it, listening to a podcast, or playing a game. I love these. I can barely ever get my kids to ever play these games with me, but that does not stop me from collecting them. Buying them. And this one is called The Final Act, Murder at the Talent Show. And you're the investigator, and you're supposed to find out who killed the magician. It comes with a lot of evidence cards. You can work as a team. This is from the makers of To Hunt a Killer, which is a game I played a long time ago when it first came out. I was actually on their PR list way back then, so why didn't I get this one free? You actually play this as a family. You can play it by yourself. If you can get your family to play with you, lucky you. I enjoyed them even if I'm just doing it by myself. And a secret I figured out, if I'm working on it and I can't solve a particular puzzle, if I go, hey, can somebody help me with this puzzle? Then all my kids are suddenly invested in helping me solve it. And then I will start all over to let them join in and get all the clues they missed. And then everyone's playing with me. I'm a sneaky mom. That one probably is one of my top ones that I'm looking most forward to playing. But I also got this, which is another crime-solving game. This one is a little bit different. It's called Temptation and Trickery. It seems like it's a little more like Clue than the straight up mystery solving of this one. The only bad thing about these are that they are one-off games. Once you've played them once, you can't really play them again. You've solved it. You pass it on to a friend, or usually I just store it until somebody, I don't know what I do with these games. They're kind of everywhere, all over my house, but we don't ever actually finish very many of them. Let's move on from that now. This is more of a game that you can play multiple times like Clue. It's meant to be playable many times. But my family doesn't really like playing Clue, so I thought maybe if we mix it up just a little bit with a game that's similar to Clue, which is what I love, but more skill-based, which is what my son loves. He hates Clue because the main thing about Clue is that there's a lot of luck involved. He likes skill. He likes to be able to think 3 steps ahead. He's weird in the best possible way. You've seen my son. He does the videos with me. And this is also a game we could take to grandma's. She does like to play games with us, but not always the same games we like at home. But this seems like a game that she would play. It's only 3 to 4 players though, so you're not going to be able to get, if you've got a big family, the whole family's not going to be able to play this one. I don't have the box because we are literally in the middle of playing this game. I know I told you we hadn't started any, but this is one that we started. One day I was looking at it just to, get a read on it and see what it was about. And then my 13-year-old came up and said, "Oh, that looks like a fun game. Can we play it?" So we started playing it, he and I. And then my 15-year-old daughter was wondering about it and wanted to play. And then we got my oldest son in, so then we were all playing. It is a lot of fun so far. It's set up that you use an app with it. And another super fun thing is that there are many, many add-ons that you can get. So the base game really can only be played once you solve it. But because they keep adding add-ons to it, then you can continue to play it if you like the vibe of the game. With the app, it kind of has a VR kind of feel to it because you can take it around the room that you're in. I wish that we had the little VR glasses. I think if we solve this one and we really enjoy it, my son is very picky about these kinds of games, my oldest son. But if we solve this and he also likes it, I think we'll probably end up getting the little glasses because it seems really fun to have those glasses. But this has been fun. There are clues. You can ask questions based upon the cards that you have. It's not like you're asking them, but based upon the cards, you can highlight the cards and they'll give you clues. And it really takes some really clever thinking to solve it. We're nowhere near getting it solved. We're about a third of the way through, but we're all enjoying it so far. It does take a lot of hours. I think we've been working on this game for about 3 hours. This is not an overnight game. Now, even though I didn't get this one from Amazon or on Prime Day, it is a game that is like these, my favorite kind. I got this one online. I'm including it because I do kind of have a roundup of the games that we got around the same time. Most all of them Prime except for this. This is sent to you once a month. I've done these kind of games before and I really, really like them. My kids don't always want to do them with me, but I solved the first one pretty much by myself. I had a little bit of help here and there, but then they all kind of petered out and I was left to my own devices, and I solved the first one with some clues. There's a little app you can go to. Needed a clue, but it's really fun. I like the whole style of it. It's an old guy and he thinks his house is haunted, but then the old guy dies. And so every month you get a new box with new clues, and then it culminates at 6 months, I think it is, and whether or not you solve it. Unfortunately for me, and this is my life, I lost box 2 and I'm stuck now. So I've done box 1, I'm stuck. This is box 4. But I wanted to include it because it is so far one of my favorite escape rooms. It comes with individual little trinkets in there, your clues, papers, everything you need to play the game. And I love the escape rooms that have little manipulatives because it makes it feel like you're really more in an escape room. This is one of the games that was on our list. We have a big poster, and on the poster are all the different games, and there's 50 games. So we're playing 50 games for the year. And every Sunday we play a game and we scratch it off the poster, and we're posting those on our shorts. So be sure and subscribe so you can see what games we play each week. This was on that list, so I had to buy it, and it was on sale, so I had to buy it. I don't know anything about this game other than it's on our list. So when we looked it up, and it looks like a game that my oldest son will really like. It says it's a deduction game with breathtaking material, but it can also be played solo, which is always a win if you like a game. I like a game that I can just play with 1 or 2 of my kids, so I don't always like a big board game that needs 5 or 6 people, but it definitely looks pretty, and a deduction board game is a little mix of what I like in a locker room and what he likes in trying to be the best at whatever it is he's doing. So if you played this, let us know your thoughts on it. I like the logic bit of it. And I like that it's going to be pretty too. I care about what my board games look like. One of our favorite games as far as stylized is a Lord of the Rings card game. So beautiful. Of course, nostalgic, and we love Lord of the Rings, and that makes it fun too, but the cards themselves are beautiful. Both of the next 2 games were sent to me, but they were all sent to me due to Prime, so I am including them in this. And this is a case file game. This is basically, you got to solve the murder of whoever was killed. I absolutely love these. They don't have the little manipulatives like some of the other locker room games, but they are very clever and they're a lot of fun to try to solve. And you can solve these by yourself, but if you can get a gang of people to help you solve, even better. But look, even the bag is so fun. It makes the bag look really like a case file. If you like doing them by yourself, this is one of those that you can most likely do by yourself. Or maybe you just need a little tiny bit of help. But you can also do this in a large group, because what you can do is give little pieces of the solving to different people, and they can work on this and that person can work on that, and then you can bring your clues all together. What we often do is we're all sitting in the same room working on little bits at a time, and one of us will yell out, "Oh, this happened," and "Oh, I didn't know about this one." And then when we put the pieces together, we start to see something. We were able to solve the last one not in an hour. Have you ever solved one of these in an hour? Tell me below if you've ever solved one of these in an hour. I don't think that we've ever had any that we've solved in an hour or in the allotted time. I think, yeah, I can't think of a single one. It always takes us longer than the allotted time. So this is a great one. If you've never done any, I highly recommend starting with that. And if you want some more recommendations for locker room games, let me know, because I have tried every single one. This one was also sent to me. This is not the same company, though they have the same vibe. This is Unsolved Case Files, and this one is called Murder Mystery Cases. So similar but different. But with this, I also love the way it looks. Have I done one of these before? I do believe I have done. Yes, I've done one of these before too. Very similar, slightly different. Can be solved by yourself. Can be done in a group with your family, however you want to do it. It says it takes 2.5 hours, so that means for us it would take 5. It has clues along the way, so you're adding your clues together and trying to find who did it. There's not any manipulatives that I recall, but there are a lot of paper clues. You're solving the puzzles, and the puzzles will lead you to the clues that you need to be able to solve the murder. A lot of fun. Very time consuming though. This was another one that was sent to us, and I do believe this one's on our poster too. This one looks so beautiful and so fun. First of all, this box is ginormous. Seriously, it is huge. If you haven't heard of this, a lot of people are talking about it right now. A lot of people are playing it. Here's what the back of the box says. Scientists say there's an eternal equation in which the number of unique solutions to X equals the number of atoms in the universe, considering their possible combinations. It sounds mysterious, just like the game in this box. So it starts off really cool. And again, it's a logic game. It's very sciencey. So all the little bits on here are also sciencey, which makes it a little more fun. And it looks like a really nice, high quality game. And seriously, look at the picture on this. Beautiful. This one is going to be one of those games that takes a long time to play and probably a long time to learn the rules too. So when we're ready to settle down for a long gaming session, we'll get that one started. We have a lot of other games to play before we start on that one. A couple more games and then I'm done. I'd love to hear what games you got over Prime Day. Let me know in the comments below any game that you got for Prime Day and what you've been loving playing with your family. This is a game that was sent to us. This is so cute. Let me show you this. It's called Coinhole, and it's a teeny tiny cornhole game, and it is adorable. It had lots of different patterns and prints. This is the one I picked. And then it comes with 2 little coins, and just like a quarters game, you toss it down on the table, and it's supposed to pop into the hole. I guess you could play these as a drinking game, but we're not drinkers, and anyways, we always play games with our kids. We're not going to give them a beer, but it can be played lots of different ways. Perfect for holiday game times. Memorial Day, 4th of July, family reunion, so fun, super easy to play. And this is the kind of game where you sit down with your family and everyone's chaotic and loud and just having fun and laughing because it's silly and fun. You can get a whole bunch of these in different patterns. And also the person who came up with this game, pretty smart, don't you think?
With the pun name.
A pun name, a game that people already loved and then miniaturized. This is also the kind of game you could take to a restaurant. I wouldn't play it at an indoor restaurant, but if you wanted to take it outside, because it's a little noisy. It does get a little noisy. And you get pretty chaotic because you're laughing and having so much fun. But on an outside table, this is the kind of game we would take. Another game on our list was Seven Wonders. This is a game that's been around for a while. We've never played it. Can you believe that? And it looked like a game that my son would really enjoy. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Monopoly or maybe even Risk. It says that you choose a card that aligns with your strategy. You play the card to expand your city, and then you give the remaining cards to your neighbor and receive new ones. So 3 to 7 people can play it. Only takes supposedly about 10 minutes, but it looks to me like maybe it's going to take longer than 10 minutes. It's a beautiful, beautiful game box for sure. It's a large game box, which makes me think there's a lot of pieces in there and a lot of learning to do with some learning curve. And the thing about Asa when he's playing a game is that he figures out how to win it. He's not just playing to have fun. He is playing to win. And this feels like the kind of game that he is going to get all those little minute details and win them. That's how he wins Risk and Monopoly and any of those kind of skill-based games that you have to, a little bit of luck involved, but mostly it feels like you've got to really understand the game. And I don't always understand what's even going on. So I never win. We have a different debatable game. This is such a fun game to play at a restaurant. Probably best if it's an outdoor restaurant or you can sit in the outdoor area because it does get heated, it does get loud and a little chaotic, but it's really a lot of fun, especially if your family likes to argue or you have people who are very convincing. They're lawyers, if you know what I mean. Even for people like me, I just go with the flow. I don't need to argue my point. You're right. It's fine. I don't have to convince you of anything. But even for someone like me, I found it to be fun. I almost never can convince anybody because that's the key to the game, is to change their mind and win them over to your side. This one is the Christmas edition. Maybe I can win this one because I am all about the Christmas. I love to have Christmas games, Halloween games. I like specific games that you only take out once a year during that holiday. And I feel like this is going to be one that we add to our regular playtime at Christmas. The coin hole game, I'm saving that for 4th of July and Memorial Day. So I don't have any other of those games. That's my first 4th of July game. I'm going to enjoy that. So I have a special place where we put holiday games. These little card holders are so nice. I'm actually shocked about the quality. I wasn't expecting the quality to be like this. In the back, you can snap these down, but you can also stand them up. So they can stand up. Your kids can put their cards in there. This is a game that we had a long time ago. We took it to Grandma's house one time over the summer, and the game cards got lost. So when it went on sale, I repurchased it. Everyone's talking about it right now anyway. I'm not sure why. I never actually played it. The kids played it without me, and I didn't play it. So here is a little bit on the back. Eyes locked, cards in hand. Are you and your friends ready to become one mind? The Mind is the ingenious, addictive, ridiculously fun game that everyone's buzzing about. And actually, right now they are. How do you know what's in someone's hands without speaking? How do you make the right decision? The rules are simple, but surviving every level is anything but. So it sounds like a trick-taking game. I don't know that much about it. It reminds me a little bit of a game. My son thinks the name of it is Journey to Planet 9, but I don't feel like that's right at all. But
I know the last part, Journey to Planet 9.
It's a trick-taking game. You're in space, you're captaining ships, and you have to do your tricks without talking about it. Lord of the Rings is a little bit like that, but you're allowed to talk board a lot more, whereas that space game you're not. And this sounds like you're not allowed to at all. And this is a great game that it doesn't take long. Those kinds of games don't take long, but you can play them repeatedly. There's usually 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 levels. And that's the vibe I'm getting off this, that there's a whole bunch of levels that you can play as you ramp it up. So some of these games are one-off games. Some of these are great for different Sunday afternoon or a big family time like Mars Expedition. That's going to be a big game time. And this one is more like a 10-minute game. So I think I have a good selection of all different types of games that I'd love to know what you've been doing. I'll have these games linked for you below. If there's any of them that struck your curiosity, you want to go check them out or even buy them, you can use my link and I will earn a few cents if you use my link. And don't forget to subscribe because we're adding more content daily. Not daily, regularly. It's hard to get started with a new YouTube channel, but this is something we're passionate about in our family, is playing games, building family time, and having fun together. So if that's you and your family, subscribe.